and people are waking up.
Hmm.
When did it become, oh, can I ask this question? Like
Yeah.
when did the idea of like wokeness, when did that become like a bad thing?
Oh my God.
Like in spiritual circles, being awake is such like a gorgeous thing to attain.
Hmm.
And I just noticed the like down on wokeness kind of vibe
Yeah, I
the
think
last
it
couple of
came as
years.
like a severe backlash to
Yeah.
like the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
But I don't know like the intricate history of it, but I think it in the last couple of years it's come as a backlash to ground that was gained by a lot of continuation of like civil rights movements in the modern era.
Human
Yeah.
rights. I hate that
Yeah.
we call it civil rights. I'm like, you mean human rights?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we just say that?
Yeah.
We got to make it
How
political.
human rights are political too.
Uh, anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, like all of that to say, it's really hard. It's really messy. I'm trying to be like, I wouldn't say I'm neutral in any way. I'm not neutral. Like if you look at my Instagram, you will see many pictures of me and my kids with drag queens.
Those are some of my I love those in your cat photos. I'm always
Yeah,
like
and my
so
cat
excited to
photos.
see.
My cats who are the queens of our house, who we all serve. But it's like, I don't know. I think being the person that like this is does come from witchcraft is like I'm the one and only witch that a lot of people know.
Hmm.
I'm not going to make that my entire identity with people, but I do want to welcome like, hey, this person is not what I thought. This like I might be the only Canadian some people know. Whatever preconceived notions about that, it's like a very interesting, like I don't know, like I feel like I can be an ambassador for a lot of things with people, um to not feel so separate and not feel so different.
Mm. I think part of how you do that, now that you articulated it that way, is by showing up as like a whole person and allowing yourself to show up as a whole person. I think that's maybe the difference between like either neutrality, which I don't believe exists personally, manufactured neutrality, which I think tends to always serve whatever the dominant
Doesn't serve
narrative
you,
is.
doesn't serve the people you love. Yes.
Well, it might serve
Right.
you in
Depending on
the
who you are.
sense that it enables, yeah, that if you exist in an identity that is like protected
Privileged. Yeah.
or privileged,
Yeah.
but I think that's like part of the difference between that and even like some of the more like I don't know how I feel about this term, but like performative activities where
Yeah.
it's like people are like posting things to avoid a backlash
Hmm.
rather than because they think they need to rather than
Yeah.
because they actually like believe in it.
Yeah.
It's like allowing for like honesty and humanity and expressing that however feels
Yeah.
right.
If the news cycle is on your content calendar and you're not a journalist, might be performative.
Maybe, unless it's like a way to think about, I could see like actually as a way to think about how to serve
Totally.
people.
If that, yes, if that's like part of your thing, but I have had I've had business owners grapple with like, should I post about this? Should I da da da? I'm like,
Mm,
I don't know. You're a furniture company. What do you want to say about it? Like, do you want to post as yourself as your company? Like, what do you think would be helpful? What do you think the world needs? What do your clients need? Like,
hmm.
and I guess the other, because I don't post about it, I think my underlying thought about it is I'd rather like do a thing. And I think that sometimes, to your point about maybe like performative things, it's like that can feel like you really did something. It's like I
Hmm.
reshared this thing. I didn't research it. It wasn't very thoughtful, but like
It was a trendy thing to
I
post.
reposted. I've done my
Yeah.
activism today.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like, I think it serves the social media platform because I
Yeah.
think the only people who are going to see that are people who already believe what you believe.
Hmm.
I don't think it's going to change the minds of somebody who's not going to be on that algorithm seeing that they're not going to be served those ads. And, we also know the dark side of all of the internet is that some of that stuff is just going to be blocked.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
Or
yeah,
specifically shown to people who like, or like almost gamed so
right.
that people who are like, if you're enraged by it, see it and
Yes.
then engage with it but like not from a productive place.
Yeah. And then they can burn themselves out and not actually do anything in the actual world.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think that that's like that's a new, I'm not judging that because I can get incensed by things that show up on my little phone too. I'm not immune to that. But I think it's like, that's when I get careful with myself.
Hmm.
I'm just like, is this going to give me more attention and energy for the actual person I'm about to talk to like support them deeply and be witness to like the way they need to process today.
Hmm.
If I'm already half burnt out from watching the news all day or like people's retelling of the news, it's gonna be really
Yeah.
hard for me to be present.
I wonder what would happen if every, I'll say coach or other service-based businesses, if like rather than asking themselves, what should I post to like appeal to my audience or to like talk to my audience, if they ask themselves, how can I be like, what are my values and how can I be of service in the direction of those values? I think that would be very clarifying for a lot of people, and it might lead some people to being much more vocal
Yeah.
because but it would be from a place of doing something, like you point out. It wouldn't be just like kind of empty condolences words because
Yeah.
they like are worried about getting backlash if they don't say anything. It would be like actually much more strategic and much more active.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I think like it's a fair assumption if we're talking about online stuff, especially that you're going to get called out either way. Like just assume somebody's going to hate it and they're going to tell you.
Yeah. Especially when emotions are so like people are rightly, I think, experiencing a lot of anger and a lot of fear and a lot of frustration and a lot of hopelessness. And so that tends to like leak out in some kind of funky ways. And social media is like designed to capitalize on.
It is. And I think that's it. It's like it's designed to capitalize on it. Um, it's often just like so misdirected. It's like instead of yelling at that person on Instagram, you could have made a phone call to somebody whose voice you might matter to
Yeah,
a
who
vote,
actually
to a
might
vote, to
have
someone who's,
power to do something.
yeah, yeah. So I think it's so tricky and everybody's kind of got to navigate it for themselves.
Yeah, because even with that, like I feel like I'm being a little bit of like a stick in the mud or like
I like it.
contrarian.
I
But
like it.
even that, I'm like, I can conceive, like, I'm not saying there's not inherently, like, there's no value in calling on an industry and industry leaders to
Mhm.
like be present to the realities of the people that they've have it been paid by.
Mhm.
I don't think that's terrible, but I think it is important to assess like, is this a like what values are being expressed through me doing this? Do these values align with the values that I want to be putting my time and energy into? And like, what do I want to be building here? Like I could see if a person were really dedicated to building a coaching industry that was more politically engaged
Mhm.
and more accessible to more people, I could see that leading to some actually really interesting conversations. They might not happen as like call outs on social media. Maybe they would as like a part of a strategy. I don't know. It probably depends a lot on the person. But yeah, I don't know where exactly I was
No,
going with this, but yeah.
I'm with you. I think like I've seen some people do it really well. Like we have a feminist coach friend in common who I think does it beautifully.
Yeah. I don't think she, if we're thinking of the
Yeah,
same one, I don't think she like does spend any time calling out other people really.
not calling out,
She,
but like talking about what's going on in the world. And
yeah. And she
yeah,
does direct, I think very thoughtfully, she directs
yes,
the emotions toward people who are actually like in positions of authority. It's like kind of like in comedy, like not punching down. It's like
yes,
in activism, I think she does a really good job of like punching up.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's a big one.
It is, I know. And there's like so much, there's so many
So
layers
much.
to it and so much nuance to it. Um, I think also like we haven't even touched on how to like take care of yourself
Okay, let's
through
definitely talk about that.
experiences of this
Yeah.
and how to like figure out what you have capacity for, what you don't have capacity for, how you are able to serve. I mean, you touched a little bit on this in terms of like being disciplined with doom scrolling.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think, I mean, to just to say like everything you've just talked about, I think really considering all of those things to know where you stand and know you like maybe I'm not a public person about this on social media. Maybe I have defined boundaries about what I do and don't talk about. But like then making peace with that and figuring out what you are going to do. You know,
Mhm.
my big like contribution to the energy right now is like reminding my clients about their tending triad, reminding them to be taking care of themselves, to be modeling those things, to like, not let myself sit on the computer and scroll till midnight,
Mhm.
to try to lead by example, but then to also remind people that yes, someone is going to still have something to say if you are running Facebook ads right now. People are going to say, this is da 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 da. How dare you when this is happening? How dare you haven't talked about this thing and this thing? And if you talk about this thing, but you didn't talk about this other thing, like there's always going to be people, especially, and I notice this happens more to women who run
Oh
businesses.
yeah. Hmm.
My husband has never had somebody say to him, how dare you try to sell your book while the world's on fire?
Yeah.
They're like, thank you so much for telling us about this amazing book that you were a co-author of. He has never had a comment.
Yeah.
But women
Misogyny
are
runs
supposed to
very
be
deep.
like all of that bullshit about how
Yeah.
we're not supposed to, this is so frivolous. How could you talk about this at a time like this? Well,
Or
it's
how could you
always,
charge for your services as a
how can you charge so much
helper?
for your services? Yes, like
Yeah.
all of this, um, it often lands on women. And I think that like my contribution, at least to my little pocket of the world of business, is helping my people like stay connected to their vision and remember that if they freeze up and don't continue, then all of those people who potentially they could have helped will not get help. They will just sit in
Hmm.
despair. They won't get the tools they need. I work with people in a lot of different industries. Some of them are not as serious and life altering, but all of them have the potential to be.
Hmm.
So it's sort of like, how can I be the safe harbor with my people at least to not lose their big vision in all of the very real, very hard reality that's also existing.
Which I think is much easier and like kind of only possible in a sustainable way when they have answered some of the questions that we've
100%.
raised and they don't feel like they're hiding or avoiding or like when they feel aligned with however they choose to show up,
Yeah.
which is something that's very powerful for you to be in a position to like help them dig into.
And for the women, I often will just like reference it's really good when more of us who are thoughtful and really want the world to be a more loving, inclusive place of human rights. It's better for us to have a lot more of the money. So don't stop
Hmm.
making the money because we need the money to do the things.
Yeah.
We need to make having the money the good thing that
Hmm.
actually supports the world we want to create.
Yeah. I'm also a fan of like all of the behaviors that we think of as like stuff to overcome in order to show up, like the doom scrolling, like the feeling frozen.
Yeah.
I like to think of those or to help my clients explore how something is being expressed through
Yes.
those experiences.
Yes.
And maybe it's like a need that you're having. If you're having that need, maybe your community is also having that need. So
Yeah.
this isn't necessarily for like the furniture store owners, but like maybe more
I
for
could
the
do a really
coaches.
cool lamp.
That's true. Like cozy, comfy stuff, maybe. But I do think that there's some like insight to be gained
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah. I
And I
mean,
think
God, we
also
need art
like,
so badly right now.
yeah, yeah, seriously. And we also don't need to like something that I notice just in the world in general right now that like grinds against just like my core being a little bit is this like we gotta move fast
Mm-hmm.
mentality that's like kind of everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I don't know what the solution is, but I think like personally, I have a tendency to like want time and space to process and think through things and like not necessarily go on social media and like post about it or post other things. So I think like I guess I just wanted to share that as an option.
Yeah.
Like there are different ways to react to these things. Some people like double down in service to their clients and helping them show up. Some people like me want to go, and these aren't mutually exclusive, but some people like want to go inward and take some time and space to process. Some people have like freeze responses and identify that there's a lot of like grief coming up and there's a need to like express grief. So maybe there's something to be found in like processing that grief. There are a
Yeah.
lot of different ways to react, and I don't think any of them are wrong. And I
No.
think, however, for anyone listening, however you are responding to what is happening, whether you have a reaction that's like fight, like let me like get in there and talk about this, whether you have a reaction to like ground yourself and double down into what you're doing, or just like kind of step back a little bit and recalibrate and watch, there's something potentially valuable
Yeah.
in that to share with your people that could be of service.
I love the way you framed it. Um, I talk about it as like it is the static between two clear stations on the dial. It's totally normal. It's totally necessary. And there's always wisdom in there. Like there is always, you don't even, and you don't have to act on the wisdom. It's not like, oh God, so now I have a project. Now I got to turn this grief into poetry. Ugh. Like you don't necessarily, but we are, I think, just like we are creative, problem solving beings. It is in our nature. it is why the doom scrolling feels good. It's why these algorithms are like designed the way that they're designed, because it's like, oh, just watch the next video. Maybe the solution will be there. Maybe it'll be something to do, someone to yell at, something to point out, something to say.
Hmm.
I think that like that for so long, that like response has kind of been gamed.
Hmm.
But if we claim it and assume there is wisdom here, there is something for me here, there's something that wants to be heard and responded to, I think it can like open up that question of like, if I take this path, what is it reinforcing? Who is it serving? And seeing the answer to that and just being
Hmm.
really like clear about it is going to tell you so much rather than saying, oh,
Yeah.
it's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like what I'm gleaning from this is like the most valuable thing you can do in periods of like political shitstorm or personal shitstorm is like allow yourself to be human. Because I think that also like comes across. I mean, there are some people who will hate anything you share no matter what. There are some
Yeah.
people who love everything you share no matter what, but like that will allow you to like yeah like you just like be human. You're a human in the world and you're like trying to learn how to serve other humans in a very complicated world, so like tend to yourself and
And to yourself.
you'll be able to serve others better.
Yeah.
I also think one thing that it feels like a little bit of a pivot, but I think it's important to say in times where, and I'm saying this to myself as well, in times where you're struggling and things feel overwhelming and complicated and scary and horrifying, one of the most precious gifts you can give to your clients is space to connect with what they're feeling and to process.
Yeah.
Um, and so if you're not feeling like at the top of your coaching game because you have a lot on your mind, like sometimes I think what's needed most in times like this is just space to like connect to what to a person, someone's humanity,
Hmm?
and to have the time and the space and the attention to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it also comes down to like make sure you have your own support.
Hmm.
Like maybe with every service provider kind of person out there, but and artists and like all of the people, but like I know especially for coaches, it's like sometimes it's really easy to slip into the what I consider a trap where you think, well, I know all the tools, I know how to process with other people. So I don't need someone to help me do that. I'll just do it for myself.
Hmm.
I was an acupuncturist. It's possible to give yourself acupuncture in some places. It's not the best.
I
It is
can't
it
imagine.
is like not that fun. It's not that relaxing. It's not that effective. And truly, your own diagnosis of what you need is probably wrong. Just like
Yeah.
not wrong, but like it's probably not the complete picture of what someone who is standing outside of you, observing you in ways that you can never observe yourself. Um, I I coach. I have a coach. I work with them like every other week. Um, I've worked with the same person for years. Like sometimes I will come, I'll be like, I don't even know what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. And my mind is blown by the end of that time with that person because I really didn't know what I was thinking until I said it out loud. I didn't know what I was feeling until I was finally not the person with the coach hat on,
Hmm.
but it was actually like just allowed to be a human and be witnessed. And then have that person reflect back to me some possibilities for what could be useful for the time.
Yeah. I
None of
also
us should be
think as
doing this alone.
yeah, I think that's so important. And I will also say, like, especially in times when communities are being attacked and like individuals are being attacked, and also there's like attempt to like create more division. It's these are communal problems, and I think the solutions have to also be in community. Like, I don't think this is a case where having it's fine to like have a cry session and process the feelings in your body. I think that's a beautiful thing. And also it's like part of the medicine for I think this moment that we're in is experiencing some of these things together
Yeah.
and having them validated by other people and not feeling alone in them and building connections and community through that.
Yeah. And not being the one who's always holding it.
Yeah.
Like, as someone who has burnt out, not in this profession somehow, but in other work where I was holding a lot of the person's story and their health condition and a lot of things. And it was like totally private and regulated and all of that. Um, our systems should not hold everything. And I think it creates like a weird relationship with yourself if you can
Mm-hmm.
never put all of what you might be feeling and holding, like for everything I just said about like I want to be curious and open with people, I want to like hold space for them to like maybe they're going to come across the field and see something totally different and I want to be available for that deconstruction. um I need to have a space where I can have my own opinions, where I can have the
Yes.
strong opinions and say what I really need to say and say what I'm really feeling and express my anger and frustration and sadness and all of that as a human in total safety.
Mm-hmm.
Just like encourage people, especially if you're coaching on a lot of heavy emotional global stuff, or
Which
you're
everyone
coaching,
is,
everyone is,
whether they're doing
even
it
if they're not
directly or
bringing it,
not.
yes,
Yeah, even if they're not bringing it, you are. It's in the air. Like it's
it's in the air.
impossible not to.
Yeah. You need a place to like drop off that, to check that luggage in
Yeah.
somewhere else
And
and have it resorted.
and be this is like a trap that I fall into often. For me, my comfortable default when times get tough and emotionally charged for a lot of people
Mhm.
is to like go into the helper mode where I like just put my emotions in the back seat and I'm like, what are, and like hold impeccable space for people. And also, like, that is not sustainable.
No. And then we like burn ourselves out. And then the people who really need us don't have us. And the whole helper thing falls apart, which I mean, all of us are gonna have that. No one who like doesn't want to help people becomes a like,
Yeah.
what? I really hate people. So why am I? No, it's because we
I've
love
seen
people
maybe
and we want
like
to help
one or
them.
two.
Yeah.
But there was love underneath it, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah,
Yeah.
like we love our clients, we want to be fully there for them. Like one of the ways that the only way that can happen is if like you are cared for.
Yeah.
So I think we do. We need like spaces to actually have our own independent opinions, fears, concerns, static challenges, all of it, and be safely held by another.
Hmm. And I think the world is revealing the need for that more and more. So I think even if you have operated pretty independently before, now's the time to call on your community and get some support if you don't have it in place already. Or if you do, expand the support. I don't think there's like any amount of support that's too much right now for folks.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Well,
How was your drink?
delicious. I'm gonna make that again. It was really good. How was yours?
It's good. Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't even finish it. This was, okay. So everybody, this was heavy, but
Mm.
hopefully thoughtful. Just like hopefully we made it a little fun, even though hopefully it was fun. It doesn't have to be fun, but like these are things that maybe are because like as you said, it's in the air, it's in the ether. Um, it might be good to like put some thought into how you are responding, how are you supporting yourself, what it is you need, and just like give yourself the space to like figure that out for yourself.
Well
Because
said.
FYI, there's always going to be somebody out there telling you how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
It'll
well
never
said.
be what you thought it was.
Yeah. My hope with this, if not fun, I hope this conversation was accessible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I kind of want, yeah, I hope this conversation was accessible. And I also just want to be clear, like this is an ongoing exploration for me. Like
Right.
I haven't come to like hard solutions or answers. I'm still figuring it out. And so if anyone out there has any ways that they approach things differently or any things that they want to offer around this, I'd be very curious to
Yeah.
hear.
No, it's all going to be comments like, I didn't know she was a Canadian socialist witch. Drag queens. How dare you? The bots are already trolling us.
Oh my God. That's fine. I'll just
Feminism.
picture.
Stop being so political. You're supposed to be a coach.
Yeah, those comments can be checked at the door if they want to, or I'll just imagine the bots in drag, which would be
Like,
kind of fun as
oh,
well.
ooh, sexy drag bots. I would watch that show.
I would 100% watch that show. I would love to be a judge on that show. I'm very unqualified and I don't care. All right. Thanks everyone for
Thank you,
listening.
everybody.